Tremendous cute.
Who's your favorite pitmaster's favorite pitmaster?
Yeah!
Hey, what's going on, Tremendous Q fans? Just your boy here, Wade Morris, owner of Pitmaster Tremendous Q, and I'm back with a different video for you guys. We're not cooking today, all right? As you can probably tell from the title, we are going to be talking about grills. But before we jump into that, you know I got to thank everybody for stopping by. So whether you're new to the channel, you got here on purpose, you tripped over it, thank you guys for stopping by. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button, cut on those notifications, and then drop a thumbs up. Let YouTube and me know that you like the content, all right? For all my returning subscribers, you know I appreciate you guys' support, all right? Today, we're just gonna be talking about grills, but most importantly, we're gonna be talking about the best first grill to buy, okay? Now, there are a lot of grills out there. They come with a lot of different accessories and a lot of different uses, but we're gonna talk about what you need if you're gonna be going to the store, a big box store, and looking for your very first grill. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so starting off with the Oklahoma Joe Bandera. Now, this is a vertical cooker. That's the style cooker this is, all right? This is going to be your capacity cooker, and that's essentially the main thing that I use it for. What I love about this cooker is that I got 4 grates on the inside, all right? But I can also go and buy more grates to increase my cooking capacity. So with the 4 that come with the Oklahoma Joe Bandera, I got my sausage racks and my rib racks. I can cook 4 briskets and ribs in this cooker without breaking a sweat, all right? It's a capacity cooker. You know, you can get easily 80 to 100 people, probably even closer to 130, 140, depending on how big the briskets are, or if you end up buying more grill grates to increase your cooking capacity, all right? Your vertical cookers are gonna have a ton of fire management. That's the downside with these cookers. So if you're looking to move around and kind of be a little bit more free, you got to keep that in consideration when you start talking about your vertical cookers or your barrel cookers, all right? Let's move over to the Grilla Grills Kong. Now, your Grilla Grills Kong is going to be the most expensive option of these 3. You got your barrel cookers or your vertical cookers. Your ceramic cookers is what my Grilla Grills Kong is, and these are going to be the highest price point, all right? But what I do love about these grills is that they are very, very, very low effort in terms of fire management, all right? The effort to output, and as far as this grill goes, from fire management to quality of food, the effort to output ratio, it simply can't be beat. You can grill on this thing, you can smoke on this thing, and it's got the capacity to even open up the lid all the way up, and you can put a big pot on here and do a crab boil, which I have done, all right? Now, because of the cost, it can be cost prohibitive for some folks. And if you are just looking to get into barbecue, you might not want to spend that much money on a ceramic cooker if you don't know how often you're going to be cooking. Okay. Now, moving from our ceramic cooker over to our Kettle grill. This is going to be the most common sticks and bricks barbecue grill that you're going to see on the market. All right, there's a lot of off brands and there's a lot of other brands, but Weber has the game in a chokehold, okay? And it's got me if you haven't figured it out. Now, your Kettle cooker, your Weber Kettle grill, your Kettle cooker is going to be the most versatile of these 3. You got your capacity cooker and your barrel or your vertical cooker. You have low fire management with your ceramic cookers. And then you have versatility with your Kettle cookers, okay? Now, what I love about the Weber is that it comes with a ton of options on the website. So you can roast pizzas on this thing, which you can also do on the Grilla Grills Kong. But what you can also buy for your Weber Kettle grill is going to be things like rotisseries or spits in order to do a rotisserie chicken on this grill. You can also buy a Dutch oven because the Master Touch comes with a centerpiece that allows you to change out the different cookware or cooking items that you can put on the inside of this grill. Okay, this grill is absolutely the most versatile of the 3. Grill, smoke, cold smoke, you can do it all on the Kettle grill. All right, so some of the things that you need to consider when you start talking about, hey, which of these which type of grill am I going to buy? Which type of grill should be my very first grill, all right? Things that you need to consider are, how often are you going to be cooking? How much fire management do you want to do? And for how many people are you going to be cooking, all right? Now, if you're cooking for a ton of people, you know that you're gonna like playing with fire, you know that you're gonna have the time, then your capacity cooker, your barrel cookers or your vertical cookers, like your Oklahoma Joe Bandera, might be a good start for you, okay? If you're not looking to do a ton of fire management, but you definitely want to stick with that charcoal feel, maybe playing around with it a little bit, and you like being able to move in and around the house and not be consumed with your cooker and monitoring the temperature, then your ceramic cooker is going to be the cooker for you, all right? Especially if you have a little bit more money to spend. Now, if cost is an issue, but you know, again, that you want to be able to cook, do a lot of different types of cook and a lot of different types of cooks, but also be able to pick up a whole bunch of different accessories, then your Weber Kettle grill is going to be the grill for you. Now, this is going to warm up the quickest of the three, and it's going to require a little bit more fire management than what you're going to get in, than what you're going to get in your Gorilla Grills Kong, your ceramic cookers, but it's still not a ton of fire management or as much fire management as you would get in your barrel cookers, okay? Now, with your barrel cookers, you can use logs or charcoal in order to keep put heat inside the cook chamber, all right? You're going to have to use more like chunks of wood in your kettle cookers in order to, simply because you just don't have the space. But if you're only cooking for your family, you might be cooking for the neighbors and having a small get together every so often, then the versatility of the kettle grill, the speed at which you can get it hot, and how much food you can cook on this thing for just a small group, 10 to 20 people, this is going to be the cooker for you, all right? All right, you guys, so super quick video for you guys, all right, but the main thing I really wanted to do was help you out with what to consider when you are trying to find out, you're at the big box store and you're like, I don't know what kind of cooker I want to buy. I just know I want to go a traditional sticks and bricks, all right? Sticks and bricks is a barbecue term that we use, and it just means that you're cooking with charcoal and wood. You're not using electricity, you're not using gas, you're not using a pellet cooker, you're not doing any of that fancy technology. You don't need electricity or gas in order to get your cooker hot and cook your food. That sticks and bricks is just traditional charcoal and wood cookers, all right? There's a lot of different types of cookers on the market. You got your kettle cookers, you got your barrel cookers or your vertical cookers, and then you got your ceramic cookers, all right? As far as the things to consider, you need to think about how often you're going to be cooking. You need to think about for how many people you're going to be cooking. And then finally, you need to think about fire management. If you're got a bunch of little kids or a lot of things that are going to keep you busy moving in and out and around the house, that you don't want to be committed to handling and watching the fire and making sure that it doesn't get too hot, it doesn't get too cold, then you're probably going to want to look at something like your ceramic cookers if you have the cash, because it does have a little bit higher of a price point. But your Weber Kettle doesn't require a ton of fire management or as much fire management as what you're going to get in your barrel and your vertical cookers, okay? So how often are you going to be cooking? For how many people are you going to be cooking? And then do you really want to play with the fire? Those are going to be your three most important things when you're figuring out your cooker. Look at those variables, consider what I've told you here in this video, and then if you got other questions, put them in the comment section down below, all right? I've probably thought about it. It's probably things that I've talked to other cooks about, and I can let you know my thoughts and what I would do, all right? With me, if I had to choose my very first cooker, I'm going with the Weber Kettle cooker because I know that this thing is the most versatile. I love how quickly it heats up, and I can still cook for quite a few people, at least for my family, how often we host, and for how many people that we host. This is going to be my safest bet, and it has a ton of accessories, and it lasts a really, really, really long time with really low maintenance, all right? I hope I answered most of you guys' questions. If I didn't, let me know in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next video here on the channel. Peace.